One of the greatest horror movies of all time, The Thing, has shocked audiences for over 30 years. With its excellent blend of science fiction and horror, done in a way that is reminiscent of movies like Alien, The Thing is one of the few horror movies out there that features a perfect blend of both suspense and gore, and doesn't go all the way either end. Basic premise of The Thing, if you've never seen it, and in which case what's wrong with you, is that a strange biological parasite that has somehow arrived to the Earth in a spacecraft is able to kill people, and then use them as identical hosts. Essentially, after killing someone, it replicates them and can form mouths, eyes, and other orifices as well as other limbs or such at will from any part of its host's body. Contrary to popular belief, it does not possess its host, like what happens in The Exorcist, but it kills them, and then it consumes them, and then it generates a replica of them it can manipulate and open up at will. So, from a certain point of view, The Thing is not a gory movie at all, as what you see isn't gore as such, but it's rather just a biological function. The Thing obviously doesn't feel any pain when it modifies its host, so I doubt why anyone should be disturbed by the movie, except for its immaculate way of pulling off suspense and distrust like the way it does. That, and being one of the few great sci-fi movies that doesn't totally geek out by making things way more complicated than they need to be. I'm looking at you. And you. The Thing is one of the few horror movies out there that features an all-male cast. The only female presence in the movie is the voice of the computer that our protagonist, J.R. McCready, plays chess with. And that, McCready's game of chess will be the focus of today's video.
Poor baby, you're starting to lose it, aren't you?
Your move, king to rook 1. My move, rook to knight 6. Checkmate. Checkmate.
Cheating bitch.
Pouring himself a drink, McCready starts his game of chess. Confident that he has the computer beat, McCready blunders a move, subsequently losing to a checkmate. He then pours his drink into the computer in frustration, muttering,
"Cheating bitch."
Except for one thing. I'm not a chess grandmaster at all. In fact, all I can do is move the pieces around. But I stared at this for a while, and assuming that McCready is white, which he is. No, I meant white in the game of chess. Oh, never mind. There is really no way that McCready could have been checkmated. This is just a minor goof, but in addition to that, the way that the computer describes the moves versus the way we see the moves on screen shows us that nobody on the set of The Thing probably even knows how to play a game of chess. Or manage continuity errors, at least. This is a John Carpenter movie, not a Stanley Kubrick one, so we can probably infer that most of the goofs in the scene are unintentional. I seriously doubt the fact that McCready took 3 ice cubes, all of which thawed out in his drink, and then poured them 1 full ice cube into the machine is anything but a massive goof, and not a massive metaphor involving how cold the Antarctic is. Because of the ice, whatever. However, there is a short chess metaphor that I'll now explain inlaid in The Thing. Of course, the first time we see anything that even resembles chess is during this scene. However, in order for this theory to make any sense, we'll have to break it down. The scene earlier with McCready pouring the drink into the chess computer essentially plays out like this. 1. McCready starts off and pours himself a drink, adding in ice and keeping calm. He's got this under control, or so he thinks. 2. McCready is confident he's got his opponent beat. Number 3. His opponent has him beat quite easily. Number 4. He loses his patience and decides that pouring his drink into it is the best chance he's got. The Thing kills the opposing members, replacing them with one of their own. In the same way that a chess piece captures an opposing one, literally taking its place in the same way that the Thing does. McCready has the Thing cornered at one point, but no checkmate, just the check. The Thing wins and escapes. This entire theory was first shown to me in the comments section of a Rob Ager video, but the theory as I have it now was discovered by a Reddit user, probably not okay, Your name sounds like a virus, dude, but I love your theory. And the entire 4 steps I show above can be applied to the actual battle with the Thing again. 1. McCready's calm and thinks he's got it all under control. 2. McCready is confident he knows who the Thing is.
This is pure nonsense. Doesn't prove a thing.
I thought you'd feel that way, Gary. You were the only one that could have got to that blood.
will do you last.
3. MacReady is wrong and loses, the thing escaping. 4. Eventually, in the end, MacReady gives up and pours his drink into it. What I mean by giving up and pouring his drink into it was handing Childs, who might have been the thing, whiskey, sort of as a truce. It was evident that if he was the thing, Childs would be blasted away by MacReady's flamethrower, and his best bet was to wait out until MacReady died and then try and escape. The uncertainty as to whether or not Childs, or hell, even MacReady, we don't know for sure, was assimilated by the thing is what made this movie so great. They kind of ruined that in one aspect by having a canon video game sequel, but nevertheless, I enjoyed the story in that one. Actually, The Thing video game serves as a sequel to the movie, and the 2011 movie The Thing serves as a prequel, showing us what happens to the Norwegian base. The sequel shows us that Childs died and MacReady survives, and is well worth a playthrough if you have the time to do so. Otherwise, just read the plot on Wikipedia if you want to remove the cliffhanger that this movie ends with, or better still, don't read it, just so that you can keep the cliffhanger.
So what's your name, smartass? MacReady. R.J. MacReady, U.S. Outpost North 31.
I think this theory would have a much more awesome and a bigger basis if each member of the research team could be aligned with a certain chess piece. Unfortunately, there's 12 members of the group and only 6 different kinds of chess pieces. So maybe we could throw out some guys or assign multiple characters a chess piece. I don't know. I'd be interested to know how you get on with this, though, so be sure to tell me. I'd also be interested to know who your favorite character from the story is. Mine would be Gary. He's a slightly cold-blooded war veteran who carries his gun with him at all times, and despite his cold demeanor and shoot first, ask questions later rhetoric, I still find him to be sort of likable. Either that or the calm, logical, and concise MacReady, who isn't without his moments of frustration, like we saw today. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to tell me who your favorite character from The Thing is down below, and check out my other videos if you enjoyed this one. I bet you'll enjoy them too. As always, goodbye.
I know you gentlemen have been through a lot. But when you find the time, I'd rather not spend the rest of this winter tied to this fucking couch!